Released in November of 2016 and developed by Norwegian independent developer D-Pad Studio, Owlboy tells the tale of Otis, an owl-like humanoid that belongs to a race called, ironically enough, owls. He lives with his brethren in the land of the sky, and he must embark on a perilous journey to save not only his race, but everyone from the air pirates that have attacked his village. The game started out as a rental review, but I ended up completing it during my time renting it and decided to turn this into a full review. Did Owlboy impress me with its platforming, story, and gameplay? Or did it fail to live up to the lofty games that inspired it? Let's hit play and find out. How you doing, fellow geeks? GamerDad79 here, and welcome to another review. Before we get into it, I want to address one thing, right? So this is the first video I've done since before this epidemic, the coronavirus, has kind of hit us, right? So I just wanted to do real quick here. Everyone knows we're kind of stuck indoors right now, and a lot of us are kind of going stir crazy. If you want, right, I'm not saying I'm some destination that people are trying to go to. I'm not some hot destination on YouTube or Facebook, but I am going to be doing some stuff to try to entertain, myself and anyone else who wants to hang out and be entertained with me, right? So if you're not familiar, I got a Facebook page, the GamerDad79 Facebook page, and I do a lot on there, right? I do some streams, I post a lot of funny things, news, and I interact with, whatever fan base I may have. So, if you're looking for something to do, head on over to the GamerDad79 Facebook page. I got some stuff planned that I want to try to bring to fruition, and I'm hoping to be able to do that in the coming weeks to help keep, again, it's mostly for myself, right? Keep myself entertained, but also entertain some people who might want to. So head on over to GamerDad79 on both Facebook and Twitter. I'm not as active on Twitter as I am on Facebook, but I am there a little bit. I do post some stuff on Twitter. But if you want, head on over to Facebook, the Facebook GamerDad79. I'll leave the links to those in the description box below. I plan on streaming this week. My stream this Wednesday is going to be XCOM, and everyone who decides to show up and say hello during the stream will actually get a character in the game named after them. And hopefully I don't kill you, right? So that'll be the fun part, making sure I keep you alive. It'll be a great interaction. So please show up. Come on over to Facebook's GamerDad79's Facebook page and join in, and we will all get through this together. As long as we hang tough, stay together, we will get through the coronavirus epidemic, right? So let's go ahead and move on. Get off my soapbox here, and let's go ahead and start talking about the game. So Owlboy for the Nintendo Switch, right? So the game came out in 2016, right around the time that the Nintendo Switch itself launched. And I wasn't sure what games I wanted to pick up. I ended up picking up, I think it was LA Noire and a couple others. I saw Owlboy, I was interested in it, but I wasn't interested enough to buy it, right? It just didn't entice me at that point. I love GameFly. I think if you follow my channel, you know that I love GameFly, one of the best services out there right now. If you're not familiar with it, essentially you pay, I think it's like $15 a month, and they send you out a game. You keep it for as long as you want, send it back, they send you another one, right? You keep a queue like the old school Netflix. I know I'm showing my age here, but old school Netflix, and they'll send you another one, and you just keep up with it. I think it's great. You can do 2 games at a time, I think, but obviously it's a little bit more expensive. I'm happy with the 1 game at a time, and it's allowed me opportunities to try games I normally wouldn't try, and it's saved me a ton of money over the years. $15 a month really isn't that bad when you consider, hey, I'd spend $60 on a game, hate it, trade it back in, and lose a bunch of money on it, right? At least this way with GameFly, I figure out what I like and I don't like. However, like I said in the introduction, this game turned into a full review, and let's find out why. So without further ado, guys, go ahead. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification. We all know that YouTube is not, the algorithm is not very friendly to small YouTubers. So, you know, hit that notification so you know when I upload new videos. That would help me out as well. And also give me that thumbs up. The thumbs ups always help get these videos, help them get bigger, right? Help me get noticed a little bit more. So without further ado, let's talk about the Nintendo Switch game, Owlboy. In Owlboy, you take on the role of Otis, who is mute. At the beginning of the game, Otis is seen as somewhat of a screw-up, never able to quite master the skills of being an owl. It seems every task he is given, he tends to screw it up in some way, and the other owls are hesitant to give him any real responsibilities. Otis is not what you would call prime protagonist material. At first, he can barely even fly like the other owls. Otis is soon enough tossed into a situation where he is forced to confront his fears and rise up to be the best owl he can be. However, he won't have to do it alone, as he will have several friends join him on this grand adventure. Right, so the story for Owlboy has a lot of charm to it. Now, it's quite cliched, right? Because you got the underachieving protagonist who rises up to become the hero. We've seen it all before. We've heard it all before. But it's done in a really good way here in Owlboy, right? The characters themselves are extremely charming. Otis and all his, supporting characters, they feel really fleshed out. They feel really alive, and a lot of them evolve. Even Otis himself, he evolves as the game goes on, and it's really very well put out there. It's really, really, really well told in the confines of the story and the game itself. It's definitely, like I said, it's got that cliche to it, right? Everyone has heard that story before, but it's told really well. The characters are really, really well developed. I loved every one of them. Otis, as I said, he's mute. If you know me, I don't enjoy silent protagonists. I always feel that, hey, we're 2020 here. We want our characters fleshed out. I get it. You want to see ourselves through these characters, but you can still do that with characters that are fully fleshed out, and I would rather have that. However, Otis has kind of explained why he's mute. The fact, or why he's a silent protagonist, is because he's mute. But even still, he does develop as the game goes on. He's got a lot of expression to him. The graphics really capture that really well. Even being pixel art, it's very well done. I really enjoyed it. I loved the storyline for this game. Owlboy is an action platformer with some twin-stick shooter elements. Otis is able to fly around with just a push of a button, and you can carry one of your several friends that join you on the adventure. Those friends have several different abilities that will allow you to tackle objectives in different ways. Your main ally, Jetty, or Getty, I don't know, uses his pistol to shoot enemies and take out obstacles. Without giving away spoilers, you will be joined by other friends with different powers and abilities along the way. The game plays really well and really smooth, and I love the pixel-style graphics. The game reminded me of this other platformer that I really liked called Iconoclast, right? Normally when you play a platformer, you don't think of a deep and intricate storyline. However, Iconoclast had a very deep and very intricate storyline. Owlboy, I wouldn't call it as deep and intricate, but it's still very well developed. And I really love that how these developers decided they wanted to add a story, a really good story. They wanted to tell a very involving story and put it in a platformer. Normally, the story is just a backdrop to what is happening to this character, right? Mario just has to save the princess, and you get all this really great action platforming levels to explore and enjoy, and that's what Mario is. That's what platformers generally are, but not these games, right? Iconoclast and Owlboy, they really embrace the story that is being told in this 2D platformer plane, right? It's really great, really thought out. Talk about the technical aspect of the game. It was really well done. I did come across one game crashing bug, however. I had Otis was lifting a chain, and then all of a sudden the screen goes blank. Now, if I have the screenshot still, I'll put it up here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But I was lifting up this chain, and all of a sudden the screen goes blank, and it says something along the lines of this art panel is not available, or something along those lines, right? It wasn't there anymore, and the game basically crashed on me. Luckily, a game reset, and it didn't set me back too far, fixed everything, and I didn't encounter the same crash again, and I didn't encounter any other crashes or any other technical issues as the game went on as well. So I think this was just a freak accident. Something happened and didn't work out right. They couldn't find the right, the game just spazzed out for a second, and I didn't encounter any other technical issues. So again, really well put together. Final thoughts. Owlboy has a lot of charm. The story had me engaged, like I said, even if it was a little cliched. The gameplay was smooth and mechanically very sound. I never found myself fighting the controls trying to accomplish what I wanted to do. It looked great both on my TV and in handheld mode, and controlled great no matter what mode I played it in. I originally intended Owlboy to be a rental review, and if I liked it, I was going to add it to my wish list. I ended up getting sucked in for the 8 to 13 hours it takes to complete the game, and finished it in just like 2 days. I loved my time with Owlboy, and it's definitely worth the price of admission. I'm not sure how much replay value the game has, unless you just want to experience the game again, but if I ever find it on sale, I think I'll absolutely pick it up. Alright, fellow geeks, that is it for today's video. Let me know in the comments section below if you liked Owlboy, and if you've played Owlboy and what you thought about it, and let me know if there are any other platformers out there that you think I should take a look at that might be along the same lines as Iconoclast and Owlboy. So until next time, fellow geeks, I am GamerDad79. Keep on geeking on. Do 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 do.